Hi, welcome here today. I'm so glad you came to check out this class today. We're going to focus on a short class for core target. And when we talk about our core, our abdominals, people tend to get uncomfortable with that. It might not look how we want it to. Often we buy clothes to try and disguise it or make it look as best as it can. But what I wish for us, all of us, is a functional core, which is entirely different. I wish for us to develop core strength, and really who cares what it looks like? Because all of us are different, and it's a work in progress for all of us. So that's okay. I'm gonna read a quote that I found that I really like it. I don't know where it's from, I'm sorry. It says, "We are fearfully and wonderfully made." Well, I know where that's from. "We are fearfully and wonderfully made," but that's past tense, meaning it's already happened. Hard work doesn't improve it. Sickness can't diminish it. We are stewards, servants, protectors, recipients of a fortune, custodians for a time. Honoring God with our bodies isn't measured by our waistline, but by our reach out to others. And I think that's a really cool thing. So we are going to work on our core today, but let's remember that that's not the purpose of our existence. All right, so we're going to start in a kneeling position today. Sitting up nice and tall, taking your hands onto your thighs. You can close your eyes, take some deeper breaths, finding a moment of stillness. Inhale, sweeping the arms up overhead, reaching up, looking up. Exhale, bringing them down into prayer. One more time, inhale up, reach. Exhale, bringing the hands down. One more time, inhaling up. And exhale, twisting to the left. Release, inhale up. And exhale, twisting to the right. And release. We're going to come into our tabletop position here. So stacking the wrists underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. And just working out a couple of cat-cows here. So inhale and exhale, dropping the head, rounding the spine, flowing back and forth. Back to neutral here, and we're going to add our balancing table as well. So we're going to take our right arm reaching out forward, left leg reaches back, toes pointing down. See if you can level those hips, and then pull that belly button up towards your spine. Don't let it just hang down. We already did cat-cow. So support that lower back. And trading sides, left arm, right leg. Level the hips, pull the belly button up. Good job. Bringing that down. We're going to do a modified plank version here. So tucking the toes underneath. We're just going to lift the knees off the mat, hovering the knees just a little bit off, pulling that belly button up. This is not everyone's favorite exercise here. Doesn't really look like you're doing a lot, but there's a lot going on. Keep breathing. And then dropping the knees back down. Good job. We're going to take the knees as wide as the mat, toes together, coming down into a child's pose here. Take a few breaths. And then coming up into your downward dog. So tucking the toes under, lifting the hips up to the sky here, You can pedal out the feet here if you want to, bending one knee at a time. Really pushing the mat away from you, pushing the fingertips into the mat. And we're gonna do a bit of a flow with this one. So coming forward, you should end up in your plank position without having to move your hands and feet. Pulling that belly button up. Exhale, pushing the hips up back to your downward dog. Inhale, flowing forward. Exhale, pushing it back. Inhale, coming forward. Exhale, pushing it back. Inhale, bringing it forward one more time. Really pulling the belly button up to the spine. We're going to take the right knee to the right elbow, left knee to left elbow. And then keep going. Keep that core strong and supporting of the lower back. Coming back to center, you're gonna lower down in your chaturanga. Coming down to your front. Resting the cheek on the mat, arms by your side. Take a couple breaths. And it's always important to work on the core that's on the back side of the body. People often forget that 50% of your core is front, 50% is on the back. So we're going to start with our starfish lifts today. They're water themed, which is funny. All right, so arms out in a V in front of you, legs out in a V behind. Take an inhale, and as you exhale, you're going to lift it up. Now trying to do this, making the back muscles do the work, and not the glutes. So see if you can relax the glutes. Exhale, lift. If it's too much, you can always just do just the arms or just the legs, alternating. Couple more. Try to pull that belly button up towards your spine here, rather than pushing the belly down to lift. Last one. And bringing the cheek back down to the mat. Rest, take a couple breaths. This next one we're gonna do is the swimmer, or that's what I call it. So you're gonna take your arms straight out in front, legs straight behind, picking up the legs and doing a straight leg flutter kick, like when you're swimming. Lifting up the arms, exhale, bringing the elbows back towards the ribs here, squeezing the shoulder blades together. But again, try not to squeeze the glutes. And then inhale forward. Exhale, bring it back. Try to keep your gaze down towards your mat. Couple more. Last one. Great job. You can plant your hands down, push it back into a child's pose here. Take a couple breaths there. And then just walking yourself up to a seated position. We're going to come into a seated forward fold here. So taking the legs straight out in front. feet are engaged, toes pointing up here. Sitting up nice and tall. This is a great place to use a strap if you want to do a forward fold with the strap and just hook it around your feet here. Otherwise, just take an inhale, lengthen. Exhale, straight back, bring it forwards. Go to where there's tension, but not too much. It's always an important thing to learn to listen to your body. Breathing here, let gravity work in its favor. And release that, coming back up, and we'll do it one more time. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, bringing it forward. Stretching out those hamstrings. Back of the legs all the way down. And release. So coming back up here, we're going to sit up nice and tall, taking the arms out beside us. We're going to inhale in the center. Lengthen. Exhale, twisting to the left, pulsing twice. Exhale, exhale. Inhale, center, to the right. Exhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale, exhale. Now take notice of your feet, and if you notice that they're moving one in front of the other, that means you're moving your hips. So keep that core stationary, holding the hips and the pelvis in place. Exhale. Inhale, center. Exhale. Couple more. Back to center. Great job. We're going to go into our boat pose from here. So bending the knees here, you can take your hands to the back of the thighs. Get into a good place in the sand. All right, so you're just going to tip back. You want to keep the chest open, back straight. Just tip back. You might want to leave your toes on the mat. That's fine. You might want to bring them up a little bit higher. Really pulling that belly button in towards the spine. Try not to sink into yourself. So opening the chest, breathing here. And bring it forward. Hug the knees, drop the chin. And one more time. So bringing the legs up again. You can do the same one you just did, or maybe you want to take the hands out to the side. You're welcome to do that. There might be some shaking. That's okay. Means those muscles are working hard, which is what we're trying to do today. Bringing it forward again. Hug the knees. And then one more, this time we're gonna do the row the boat. So taking the legs up, arms up together. You're gonna twist to the right, inhale center, twist to the left. Last one. Great job, bring it forward. I like to always lean forward a little bit there, really relaxing the belly. Now we're gonna move into a side plank here, down on our forearms. Now, side planks, not my favorite by any means. I don't think they're anybody's favorite. So, really strong through the shoulder here, planting that elbow underneath the shoulder, your palm is down. Stacking yourself in one big straight line, so hips are stacked, knees are stacked, and you can do the one ankle, the top ankle in front of the other one on the mat here. So you don't want to go into your TV watching position. Don't sink into that. You've got to really be strong in supporting that. Taking your hand to your hip, you're gonna lift those hips up off the mat, Now you want to not clench the glutes, but really engage that core. And one way to do that is to breathe, exhale like you're blowing up a balloon. Inhale and exhale. One more. And exhale. Good job. Lower it down. We're gonna go the other way here. So, taking the time to get your set up properly. So, elbow underneath the shoulder, really strong, opening the chest. Hips are stacked. Top ankles in front of the other one. Lifting the hips. Anyone who said side planks are easy probably wasn't doing them right. So inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. One more, inhale, exhale. Great job, we survived. All right, so coming back down onto our backs here, rolling back. Bending the knees. Feet are on the mat here. You want to make sure you're finding your neutral pelvis. So remember how to do that. You can make a triangle here. Those of you who have done my classes before, you need your pubic bone, hip bones, and ribs to be in a level line. Some people really arch, and some people really press their backs into the mat. So find your neutral pelvis. Everyone's is different. And then from here, we're gonna take our arms up overhead, lifting the shoulders off the mat. Don't lose that positioning of the neutral pelvis. Pulling the belly button in. You wanna reach one hand higher than the other. The rest of your body is holding still. Bringing it down. Take a breath there. So same position with the pelvis and the core here, lifting up the head and the chest. This time arms by your side, palms facing in. And you're gonna be reaching towards the ankles. So really squeezing the side obliques without moving the rest of your body. Belly button's pulling in. Keeping those transverse abdominals engaged. Good job, bring it down, take a breath. All right, this next one we're gonna do is taking the left leg out long, toes are pointing up, holding the head in the back of the hands here. So there's no pressure in your neck, elbows are pointing up. We're gonna lift that foot and hover it off the mat, keeping that neutral pelvis position, lifting the other knee so it's bent here. So it's kind of like doing bicycles in a way. So exhale when you switch legs. Pulling that belly button down. Couple more. Great job. Bring the knees into the chest. Give them a hug. You can rock side to side a little bit here if you want. we're going to take both legs out long. Taking your arms by your side, almost tucking your hands a little bit under the glutes here. Now we're going to do double leg lifts. So you can do the knees bent, and that's a little bit easier if you want to do that, or you can keep your legs straight. Now this is a big work, a lot of work for your abdominals here. So make sure you're really keeping that engaged. Keep your neutral pelvis, engage the transverse abdominals. We really need to make sure we're supporting the lower back here. So if you lift your legs up and you have a huge arch in your back, then back out a little bit and go knees bent until you can get that stronger. So give it a try. Exhale when you lift. Inhale down. Couple more. Last one. Good job. Hug the knees in. All right, this time bring both legs straight up overhead. We'll just point and flex the toes first. And then do some circles with the ankles. And then circle the other way. And then we're going to start to do our little scissors back and forth with the legs. You can lower them down a bit. Make sure you're engaging those abdominals to protect that lower back. That's way too easy for you. If you want to add more challenge, you can always lift up the shoulders and the head off of the mat here, lifting the arms, and making sure the back is not arching. Keep breathing. Great job. Bring the knees in. We're going to take the feet as wide as the mat here and just windshield wiper side to side. Dropping left, dropping right. Doing one reclining twist here, taking the arms out beside you. Taking both knees, dropping them together over to the right side. You can look straight up overhead or over the opposite arm. Wanting to keep both shoulders down onto the mat here. And then use that core to bring them up and over to the other side. Keeping both shoulders on the mat. Coming back to center. Taking the legs out long, arms up overhead. Nice big full body stretch. Rolling over onto your right side. He'll be famous. And pushing yourself up to a seated position here. One never knows what's going to happen in the classes. And sitting up nice and tall. You can close your eyes. Take a few deeper breaths.
Going to Molotini on the 24
Tilting the head down, dropping the chin to the chest. Tilting the head to the left side, taking the right arm behind the back. Tilting the head to the right side, taking the left arm behind. And back up to center. Inhaling both arms up. Exhale, bringing the hands down. Going to read from Philippians chapter 3, starting at verse 13. It says, I focus on this one thing, forgetting the past and looking forward to what lies ahead. I press on to reach the end of the race and receive the heavenly prize for which God is calling us.